At night in the sanctuary, it seems at first like there's nothing to hear, that it's just silent. But when I sit in the silence, sound begins to emerge from it. The hum of air moving, traffic sounds from the street outside filtered in, the sound of my own breath, the way my voice echoes off the walls and I can hear a little bit of it coming back even after I stop speaking. Where at first I walked into this room and I thought I knew everything there was to know about what was happening here. The longer and closer I pay attention, the more I can hear is going on. Deep listening begins in silence, but even before that, deep listening begins in the recognition that there's more to hear, more to see, more to perceive, more to experience in the world and with each other than we might think at first. To learn this lesson a little bit better than in darkness and silence, come on with me on a sunny day. We'll light our chalice over in the quad at the University of Chicago with a little help. So on a much nicer and sunnier day, I came out for a walk with Pilot. Yeah, you. Hey, buddy. What do you see and smell and hear? If you've ever thought that when you go out into the world, you look really closely and you see everything that there is to see, take a walk with a dog, even if you're not a dog person, because what he sees and experiences and perceives as we're out here is so radically different from what I do. So Pilot's nose is binocular. Show everybody your nose. Just like our hearing is binocular, you can hear is something louder on one side than the other. He can follow smells the same way that we can follow sounds. So this guy can also tell time by scent. So say a hot dog drops on the ground, and then somebody picks up the hot dog. He can tell how long it's been since the hot dog was there. So he smells the hot dog smell, the little traces that have been left on the ground, and he can tell by what that smell is and how much of it there is, how long it's been since that thing was there. So as he moves through the world, he's not just seeing the things that are right in front of him with his eyes. He's seeing the traces left behind of things that may have happened days ago. So when he comes to smell a lamp post, a favorite activity, don't worry, I'm only going to show you the sniffing part, he's smelling not just who's been by like this afternoon, but who's been at this thing for the last few days. These guys were bred originally as mountain rescue dogs in the Alps in Switzerland. And 150 years ago, 200 years ago, the dogs that used to be this breed would find people who'd been trapped in the snow, and some of them would come snuggle close to warm them up, which is why he thinks he's a lapdog, and some of them would go back and warn the others. So he was bred to have that scent and hearing, and to a lesser degree sight, to find people and to use those senses, which see so much more of the world than we do, as a tool to help people in need. What do you smell? What do you smell? I'm gonna smell it. It smells like grass and maybe a little bit of dirt and a little bit of dried leaves. But I strongly suspect that is not the only thing that he's smelling. Maybe he's smelling if someone was sitting here earlier today. Maybe he's smelling if someone walked across with shoes that had dirt on them from somewhere else. Maybe he's smelling if another dog came through, or when the last time a squirrel sat right here. Are you going to be a pointy-eared dog? I don't think so. But there's a lot of ear in there. And he can hear not just the sounds that we can hear, but sounds at a higher pitch, a higher frequency than we're even able to. So when he's sitting here next to me, he's not just hearing the birds chirping and the sound of the wind blowing in my voice. He is potentially also hearing the hum of an electric generator in a basement of one of these buildings. He is in a soundscape, just like the smellscape, that is different from the one that I inhabit, that we inhabit. One of the things this guy reminds me is there is always more to discover than what I think's going on, more to pay attention to than the things that first strike me when I'm in a place. It's a continual reminder to listen deeply